Obviously, we'll have to have a more technical conversation to see if we're a good fit. But do you think you'll be open to that?
It's always needs based.
Mm-hmm.
So usually what I do is I understand the vendor and what their capabilities might be.
Right.
And then put it in a folder. Then I go through my folder and I see who to call.
At this moment, there hasn't been any projects that you consider maybe outsourcing or anything over the horizon?
There's nothing that I'm dialing a bunch of people trying to figure out who can help me with something at this point.
I see.
About 90% of the cold calls that I listen to can be fixed with this one tip. And that is because most salespeople, when they're talking to prospects, either on cold calls or in cold emails, they focus primarily on selling the product. For example, if we look at a salesperson that sells web design services, he or she may call or email a prospect and ask questions like, are you looking to redo your website? Or do you need a new website? Which, if you sell web design services, those sound like good questions to ask. The problem with those questions is that they're more aligned with the goal of trying to sell the product. The reason why that's not optimum is that we can focus more on the goal of just trying to sell the next step in the sales process, which is getting the prospect to agree more to a conversation in the form of an appointment or an extended cold call or a meeting. Now, this salesperson actually was heading in that direction by mentioning we'll have to have more of a technical conversation to see if we're a good fit, and tried to ask the prospect if he was interested in hopping on a call with his director. The problem with both of these is that he was closing for a call to sell the product. And we're not selling a conversation to sell the product, we're selling a conversation to simply talk more. If we go back to the web design example, if you're a salesperson and you work with lots of companies to help them to improve their website, then you have a lot of knowledge about websites. And the person you're talking to is a business and they have a website. So you have a lot to talk about. You can talk about websites and what makes websites good, examples of other websites that you've improved, and you can talk about the prospect's website and maybe some suggestions for things they could improve. All of that is a conversation that can be well before the discussion of, this is what I sell, do you need what I sell? Also, if we look at the questions that he asked, the questions that he asked were more on selling the product than selling the meeting. Are there any projects you're considering outsourcing? If you were to outsource one project, what would it be? These questions are aligned with selling the product, not selling the meeting.